It's time to make fun of the Cleveland Browns as the supercomputer is bugging out. The Hawaiian Leprechaun is going static right now. We're on Shedeur Sanders watch. We're on Stefanski getting fired watch. And we got more clips today. More coming out about that supercomputer. More coming out to why Shedeur Sanders should be starting for the Cleveland Browns. More coming out on Stefanski. And we're going to keep the tabs for you guys. So you need to click that subscribe button right now, because every day the media is rolling out something new. There's more clues to the Browns and what they're doing with these quarterbacks. It's been an issue my entire life, your entire life, and they're breaking your heart on Sunday. We're trying to figure it out through the week, and I'm going to keep the news up to date for you guys. So click that button. Stop missing out. But the big thing that came out yesterday is that the Hawaiian Leprechaun is not a supercomputer. He's more like a busted Nintendo 64.
60% of the passes, you don't see it, and other tall quarterbacks have said the same thing, right? You're playing with big men out there and windows close fast.
Just some of the throws that seemed pretty off on the part of Dillon. Is there something mechanical happening?
I think it goes back to the point a couple of points I was just mentioning, like evaluate it. Sometimes, hey, is there something mechanical or fundamental we want to correct? Is there something from a understanding during the week game plan that we want to correct? Sometimes quarterbacks miss. Sometimes, rain or weather can affect, all those things can affect it.
Have you seen through start 1 through start 5 that, Dillon's, he's making the right decision?
Yeah, we always grade that part of him, and he grades out pretty high. Look, nobody's going to bat 1,000. Dillon's prep and where he is mentally for a rookie is really well beyond, he's matured that way.
Dillon Gabriel sucks. He's not even ready to start. He's never been ready. Shedeur Sanders, whether he's ready or not, or if it's a different quarterback, they got to make some sort of change here. We can't keep seeing what we're seeing and this continue from Dillon Gabriel. At least level with us with what's going on here, because this is the worst quarterback you'll ever see. This is the worst play you'll ever see. Shedeur Sanders, from what we're seeing from our accounts, should be good to go. At least let him get the opportunity. And if not, level with us with what's going on.
And the numbers say that, and the eye test says it, and the reality says that he always was. But they put him out here, they rushed him in, they didn't do him any favors. They're not doing him any favors with this receiving core. But it's very clear, he is not going to be an NFL quarterback. And that has been the case since the spring.
And that's why I can't listen to this Shedeur Sanders is not ready. Because even if he's not, neither is Dillon Gabriel. So just play him.
Yeah.
And if he stinks, he stinks.
Well, it's so bad that the argument automatically takes off in a different direction, right? Those two are not really related. Was Dillon ready to play? Sure. He just can't do it. With Shedeur, it's totally different.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have said maybe the one way out, because we're talking about Mac Jones here 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Right? Maybe the one way out is for Shedeur to be the answer.
The players want Shedeur Sanders out there. The players want some hope to win these games. They're coming into these matchups now with no hope. They just lost to the Jets. And they're not going to come out here and say, hey, Mary Kay, and break code and tell them that they want Shedeur. They're just not going to do that.
My phone went off the hook last week. I don't even know these folks. They're like, listen, we tired of seeing this. We're tired.
Players?
Yes.
Okay.
We're tired. And by the way, I keep trying to, these ain't no special teamers. You do the math. It ain't special teams dudes running down on kickoff.
I hear you. So, yeah, I don't.
So here's the thing. The reality of the situation is, it ain't up to the players to decide who it is. The decision is on Kevin Stefanski to play the guy who gives you an opportunity to do something. And we've obviously seen that he's not the dude. We've seen it, but we have to sit here and pretend. Why are we pretending?
Are we?
Yeah, no, we're not pretending. We're not pretending. Some people are pretending.
Yeah, some people are.
Some people still pretending. But no, I'm talking about.
Here is.
I'm talking about in a bigger picture.
I think it's a small percentage of people that are pretending at this point.
Look,
I'm not the only Bruce here making the statement that Stefanski is scared when he's up on the microphone talking to the press, that he's trying to brush everything under the rug, hide under the blanket, and he's just trying to get to the next game, not taking accountability.
We have to play better as an offense. I don't want to say, duh. But, duh. Quote, we're going to win as a team, and we're going to lose as a team. So we'll own that, including myself. Defense doesn't deserve any criticism. They've played tremendous all season long. Why is he including them? Quote, just didn't do a good job in any facet. We'll just keep swinging. And then, when the idiot Thomas jumped off sides at the end of the game, they put the camera on our distinguished coach, and he said, you could read his lips,
why did they draft Shedeur Sanders in the first place is the true question here. Why, if we're going to go through all this, why didn't anybody stand up when they make the decision? Obviously, higher totem pole made this decision. That's another indicator. Stefanski leadership sitting on their hands. They could have rebutted that. They did it, and now they're doing it through not allowing them to get practice reps throughout training camp, minicamp, OTAs, and even now, and not letting him play.
Do you think Shedeur has a chance to play Sunday?
No. I can't figure out this. Why would you draft him and welcome in the circus, not even always his fault, that comes with him, only to not play him? Like, what? Only the Browns would do this.
Take the negatives
and
of
none
Shedeur
of the positive.
and none of the positive.
Finally, someone's seeing it the way I'm seeing it here. Spreadsheet football, kind of common sense. What you think about Shedeur, Gabriel, whatever your opinion is, they got 2 first-round picks. They got to see what they got in these quarterbacks. And if they don't spend the time to see what they got fully, especially to the upside of Shedeur Sanders, they might blow these first-round picks. And the thing is, if Shedeur hits that upside and he becomes your franchise quarterback, you got 2 first-round picks to build around him, a nasty defense. You got other things to plug up here, wide receiver, offensive line. That is your best avenue.
I think it'll probably be a brief conversation. I think when you're on the game call, you want to focus on the game. So I think you want to focus on the players that are out there. But I do think it's a healthy question to ask because of the situation that Cleveland's in. Shedeur Sanders is another draft pick from this year alongside Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel was drafted before Shedeur Sanders. It makes complete sense that he's been given the opportunity to go out there and lead this offense above Shedeur. I think at some point, if you're the Browns, because of what they have in draft capital going into next year and cap space and all of those things, you probably want to evaluate both of those guys. Now, what the number is of games that you need to see out of both of them, that's very hard to determine. And Stefanski and his crew, they have to decide that. But I would imagine at some point, if the season goes the way it's going and you're not winning games and the offense still trying to find its footing, at some point you let Shedeur get a crack at it. And a lot of that's contingent on what's happening in practice. It's easy for a lot of us to say, like, just throw Shedeur in there. And I got to assume from everything that I've seen on the outside looking in that he is a guy that is showing up and he's putting the work in and he's grinding and all of those small things that it takes to be a quarterback in the NFL. So I got to imagine whether it's the last 5 games, whatever it is, at some point you want to evaluate him as well. Because with both of these guys, are they a franchise quarterback? Are they a quality backup? You may not be searching for the next quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. You may be searching for who's going to be the best backup for the Cleveland Browns for who they're going to get in the future. But I would think you will want to know something about both of those guys when the season comes to a conclusion.
Your best bet for the long-term future is Shedeur hitting to that upside because we know Dillon Gabriel can't play. Like, massive changes just for him to make it to like top 25 to 32 quarterbacks in the league, let alone be playable in the league, let alone. Shedeur's your best bet right now. We've seen a lot of Deshaun Watson. Like, that's a hope and prayer that you get Texans Sean Watson. Now you're looking at Shedeur here. You see what he did at Colorado. He's accurate. And Mary Kay, the Grinch, has left little tidbits saying that he's been looking good. First off, she took the outs for Deshaun Watson when asked who was the best quarterback on this team. She had to take that out because you can't hold her to saying Dillon Gabriel, and she knows it. So she took the Deshaun Watson out. She has mentioned that at the practices where they can watch the portion of it, he's been looking good downfield. And this is a person here that is more aligned with the coaches and their decisions. So that, when you see it go Shedeur's way, it's something to look at, but you got to read the tea leaves because she's not trustable. She is not trustable for reliable information. You have to read between the lines with her, take away your biases, because I know we all don't like her, but if you really read her like a book and kind of read the parables of the Mary Kay, you kind of figure some things out. So even her is saying that Shedeur's been looking good just by reading the parables, just by reading that, even her. So I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be out there. I just don't see it. And round five quarterback versus round three quarterback just busting all over the place, and you got 2 first-round picks. What are you going to do? You're going to see what you got in round 5 quarterback, who was projected to be a first-round quarterback. You're going to take a look at that. You better. They did not attempt to develop either one of these 2 kids, though. They did not attempt to develop these guys in training camp. We covered this day in and day out with the practice reps. They did not attempt to develop these 2 quarterbacks. And you're seeing it on Dillon Gabriel. And I hope they don't ruin Shedeur Sanders because he's a good kid. He's a good guy. Like, I know a lot of people rag on him on social media and stuff, but he's a good guy, man. Like, I don't want to see Dillon Gabriel get ragged up like that. Like, honestly, for Gabriel, the best bet for him was them opening up the competition between the 2 and pushing him. Like, you couldn't coddle him. This is a guy that sat in college for almost a decade. He spent most of the last decade in college. Of course, you're calling him supercomputer. Someone asked why. I want to answer that question. Somebody was in the comment section. It just popped up when I was looking through the app, and they asked why they called him the supercomputer, how'd that come to be. I'll say this. Pre-draft, nobody was calling him that. He was called experienced. He was in college forever. He does have a fast mental processor in college, breaking things down. It came out in the Senior Bowl. He is very accurate. He's actually very chill in the pocket at the college level. But nobody was calling him a supercomputer, like anything special with that. Like not even up with the Bryce Youngs, the Mac Joneses from back in the draft period. If you're talking big draft, people who analyze the draft, more of a developmental prospect with upside to be a good backup quarterback. And that's what was exciting about him, is because you could see him just being in the league for a long time, maybe going team to team to team and being a good backup. And now this might be in jeopardy for that. You might be ruining his career for that. That's the thing. It's more than like Shedeur being in and out. It's also like when you impact this fully, like you got young quarterbacks here that has promise for what they can do, and it's just getting tampered with. It's just getting tampered with. It's like the wrong thing being done over and over and over again, and it's more than what meets the eye. Like the Shedeur Sanders not being on the field is just a tip of the iceberg. Like you have some good here with Dillon Gabriel just for what he is, but this ain't what he is starting game to game to game to game. Like as a backup, and this is after he's fully developed, you could see him as a spot starter here and there, getting you by. You can probably kind of see that with how the offenses ran a little bit, but not right now. Not right now. He's not ready. He's definitely not ready. And Shedeur, like prospect profile-wise, has the upside to be a very good starter in the league. They don't have anything around him. They're not good at wide receiver right now. They're not good on the offensive line. On top of that, they've neglected him. Like he's been going on his off days and practicing on his own with his own coaches. Think about that. Baldwin Wallace going down there. And if everything was perfect and they were developing him, he would stay there. He would stay. He's going out looking for more opportunities to get better. Now, on the Rizzo show, that other guy said, hey, I don't know. Maybe he's just being late. Maybe
Is he not working hard enough? I want to hear it from you. Is he working hard enough?
I think that's been an issue
Why?
because of the stories.
There was nothing coming out of Colorado that said this kid wasn't a hard worker.
But he was the starting quarterback and the coach was his dad. Now I think it's a different situation. I think, to be
You're
kind,
saying
I think
you
it's
don't
been a
think
difficult
Shedeur's
transition.
working hard enough to get on the field.
I think that there are people in the building who feel that way. Yes.
well, there's proof that there's obviously no laziness there or less or whatever. He's not being lazy. I don't know how to say that, but there's proof there. We got proof with Flacco. He was in the building learning with Flacco. Him and Flacco were buddy-buddy. Him going up and learning from the older veterans. And we see the clips here earlier in training camp. Him and Pickett, minicamp OTAs too, talking a lot. It looks like Pickett was learning from him. They were picking each other's brains. Like, you're looking at all that. That's not the case. That's not the case. Now, the fact that he's being neglected, that might be the impact for him. Like, it'd be the impact for you and me too. Like, naturally. Like, it's the Browns. The Browns are going to be the Browns. But we're looking at this. When haven't they messed up quarterbacks? You look at Baker Mayfield, he hits at his next team. He could be hitting for his next team too. And I said this coming in, the Browns were going to mess with him. The best thing for him to do is keep stacking days. We're going to watch him keep stacking days. And when I said that, a lot of people got on to me like, hey, you should automatically be 1, 2, whatever on the roster. But I wasn't talking about what I wanted. I was just talking about what I thought the Browns were going to do. And I expected this, but not to this degree. This is even worse than what I was expecting. I was expecting him just be right behind Flacco. I expected him to just beat out Gabriel. And he did. He really did. He just didn't get the opportunity to level himself up in practice and get more reps and have that competition with Gabriel to get that. And they should have did that. That's hurting Gabriel too. That's hurting both of them. That's hurting the Browns. It's only hurting staff. If this continues, it hurts the staff. It makes Stefanski look even worse. Stefanski has to go in a situation where he has to have a quarterback in his next job. He has to go in a situation where everything's laid out. If it's dingy at all at quarterback, injuries, no offensive line, team's not built, it's going to snowball bad. He's shown that. So if I'm an NFL team and I'm rebuilding, that is the last coach you want. He's not going to develop his players. He's going to have biases against players some way, shape, or form. Kind of saw that with how the reps are distributed. There's something there. There's something there. You can say conspiracy theorist all you want. I think we got enough evidence. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.